Hello YouTube and fellow resellers, my name is Kevin the Stoic Reseller. I'm back at you with another Email of Death Part 2. If you're new here, I am a part-time reseller, about to be probably more of a 3/4 reseller now that my wife's working with me. I sell new and used clothing on Poshmark and eBay. And as I just mentioned, this is Part 2 of the Email of Death. If you are new here, please make sure to subscribe, hit that like button, or hit the downvote, I don't care. Comment below because I like to be attacked down there. And let's get right into it. So if you're unfamiliar, I had a video where I explained an email that I get about every month or so. And the obvious, I don't know, how the immediate and obvious transactions I'm going to get that day, which is nothing. I get this email and I already know what's going to end up happening. Now, of course, the last video was somewhat satirical, but there is some truth to it because it's my experience. And so, guys, just please listen to me, hear me out on this. And, I had some good conversations with people in the last video, specifically that they've noticed that they somehow get, certain things and certain things happen. Like they'll get like an INAD, an item not as described, return, and literally the rest of the day, everything goes to zero. They'll get this email and everything goes to zero. Things like that. There's weird abnormalities when it comes to eBay, specifically for me. And so this is actually going to be two things. The first thing is I'm going to talk to you about, I did get the email again. I got it, I believe, on like the 15th of February or something. And I'm going to show you the complete and utter disaster that eBay's been since then. I'm going to tell you what I think is causing it. Just so you guys know. I'm going to take ownership of it because it's partially my fault. And I'm going to talk to you about how maybe you can avoid it in the future. So let's jump right into it. Like I said, this is part 2 of the Email of Death. So I'm going to go over here to my messages. You can see here the last time I received it, this is the Improve Your Listings email that I get. And it's completely and utterly, I don't even know how to really explain it. It's one of those things where I can already know what's going to happen as soon as I get this email. So I got it on January 26th. 15 days later, on the 12th, I got it on eBay. Okay? You can see that, right? I highlighted it. Same email. I'm going to go here to selling. I'm just going to show you this as a pure graph, okay? Here's the 12th. You can see, for the most part, outside of a couple days, I was having pretty consistent $220 to $260, $70 days, some 400s. Here's basically 300, 300, 400, 230, 300, 400. The 12th rolls around, $40. And since then, $97. I had a good day on the 14th. That was last Wednesday. An okay day on the 15th. Friday was a shit show. Saturday was pretty solid. Sunday was a shit show. Monday was a shit show. And today has been pretty shit as well. This is not me complaining, guys. Please do not tell me to settle down, stop bitching. It's the items you sell. I'm not complaining at all. That's not my goal here. My goal is to highlight something that is happening. I literally got that email on the 12th, and you can see from the 12th, my graph is noticeably suckier. Okay, let's get into the traffic aspect of this, okay? So we're going to do this custom. We're going to go to February 12th to today, and you see all this red, right? I'm just thankful there's not a fucking bull in my China shop because he'd be attacking everything with this red, right? So now what I want to highlight is my impressions have not tanked. My impressions have actually gone up, and I have no freaking clue why. You can see 100% of my impressions are organic, so I do not promote, and that leads me to one of the questions I'll get to here in a second. You can see my impressions over that same time period of shitty sales is 2.3%. Higher. What is happening here? My page views are down 12%, but my external sites are up 1%. This is all strange. Now, what I want to highlight, which is making me excited, is my top 20 search results is up 11.3%. If you're new to eBay, or you even just care about your metrics. I know there's a lot of people that don't care as long as you get the sale. But if you do care, one of the things is you want to look at your metrics and where your page views or impressions are coming from. So 18.7% in the last, 9 days is top 20 search results. The higher that number, the obvious better you're going to have. My rest of search slot impressions have been growing, and the non-search impressions have been dwindling. Now, I'm kind of curious as to why I'm getting anything in the non-search related impressions, considering this seems to be what promoted listings is reserved for. If you ever look at your graph, say you promote at any percentage realistically, these two numbers are very low, and this third number is very high. And that's just a matter of playing with numbers. To me, it's not overly measurable. Like the impressions are the only thing that ever goes up with promoted listings. Sales seem to have some correlation, but it's hard to tell because we don't know what's happening behind the scenes, and that's fine. It's just what it is. It is what it is with eBay, and we're just gonna have to accept it at that point. Okay, guys. Now, that leads me to the first question I have for my audience and those maybe who are listening is I am in a somewhat unique position. I know there are others that do not promote, but I feel like I'm in a somewhat unique position to maybe play an experiment. Now, I know James that My Boring Reseller Life has done this, but he has never been a completely clean off promoted listings seller. So his numbers get kind of skewed sometimes. And he sells in a completely different category. So it's really hard to correlate maybe my experience with his experience. So don't correlate the two. There's really no correlation. He sells a lot of media, hats, really he sells cool stuff. I sell clothing, which to some of you is pretty cool. What I'm willing to do, guys, and I'll get a feel with what it says in the comments, is I'm willing to do a 2% promotion on eBay to see if it has any marginal or drastic effect on page views, impressions, and sales. And we can maybe see what the next 3 months looks like. And maybe we can even determine if promoted listings will help me moving forward. So, yeah, guys, that's eBay for you. Now, I want to get into the fact of why I think this is happening and what I have been doing to contribute to this stuff. So here's me taking ownership. You guys, I'm taking ownership. This is my fault. So the biggest issue that I have here is I sell all seasonal. What the hell am I talking? I sell seasonal clothing, but I sell everything at all times. I don't have a huge inventory of items that are unlisted to just kind of pick from. I list everything I get. And that may change moving forward now that I'll have more opportunities to go sourcing. But it's probably not going to change too much. These last, I would say, week or so, I'm listing the tail end of what I thrifted on my last thrift trip 2.5 weeks ago. So what I'm listing now is basically the short sleeves, some of my lower tier like $16.97 to $20 items, and last week specifically I listed every pair of shorts I had unlisted, which was about 80 pairs or so. So yeah, this is completely my fault, okay? Just putting that out there. I think if I was listing nothing but pants, jackets, maybe like soft shell jackets, some like rain jackets, or maybe some activewear clothing like Lululemon or other in-demand items, I think the graph would be significantly different. But to share with you that it is not everything I sell. Okay, guys, I really want to hit this on the head. It may have something to do with me not promoting, but I don't know. Like I said, I'm willing to run that experiment for everyone to see if promoted listings on eBay is actually worth it or if it's just a crutch. So let's prove to you that it's not the items I pick up, because I know there's a lot of people out there that say stop your bitching and just pick up better items, do better research, price it better, do better titles, do everything. And it's like, we've all done this, and it's been something that I personally have taken it upon myself over the last 6 months to a year to really hone in on, which is pricing, item title, item specifics, things like that. Those are all my things that I've absolutely prioritized in the last 6 months to a year. So let me go over to Poshmark. And you can see, today was amazing, by the way, on Poshmark. I had a huge multi-quantity order. But we'll go back to the 12th, right? So here's the 12th. At $102. I wonder, can I... Here, let's rip this. Let's go back here. And let's see. Let's cascade these. Here we go. Just so I can show you guys a side-by-side contrast here. I know there's a way I could do this easier. I just don't at me, okay? So you can see there on the 12th, it was $40 on Poshmark. On the 12th was 102, so it was 2.5 times better on Poshmark. Okay, so then you're like, oh, okay, well, what about on the 13th? The 13th, 183.97, 2 times better on Poshmark. And it's not, see, this is the thing. This isn't, the items that I have sell on Poshmark just as much as they sell on eBay. And albeit, I'll be fair, because I cross-list, some of the items that I sell on Poshmark may sell on eBay, which may also result in the numbers. But what I also need to be transparent about is I've been cross-listing since the beginning of December. So I've been showing very, very strong sales. Like, listing what I'm listing currently, 250 to 300 is, like, that is what I want. Okay? Here's the last time I got the email of death, and then my sales immediately returned. Had a really strong day here. You know, so you can see I've been cross-listing. And you can see Poshmark has been pretty consistent throughout the month as well. So I sell on Poshmark and eBay, and it really hasn't affected eBay too much. Now, my sales on eBay could be higher, but my sales as a whole would be lower. So I just want to be clear and transparent. Thinking via the brain, thinking of a, instead of thinking like this, I'm thinking this, okay? What's the big picture? What's the broader scope, okay? Sacrifice 1 or 2 sales every other day on eBay for about 3 to 4 sales on Poshmark. People are going to do that every fucking time. So anyways, so now we did the 12th to 13th. So the 14th I had 114. Now as you can see, 14th was a great day on eBay. Followed by the 15th at about 193, and it was a shit day on Poshmark. But the problem with Poshmark is it's got a fraction of the market share that eBay has. A fraction, guys. 142 on the 16th. You can see here 16th, 114. So got it. Again, Poshmark outclassed eBay. 250 on the 17th, 126. Okay. eBay did it. Had a great day on eBay. Sunday, the 18th, about $40 more on eBay. Monday, 101 and 56 on that. And then today has been completely outclassed. But I don't expect to be able to do this every single day on Poshmark. So that kind of tells me it's not the items I'm selling. Because the items I'm selling are kind of everything. I mean, I'm selling Untuckit on Poshmark. I sold Untuckit on eBay. You know, I sell everything, guys. If it has strong sales, I'm going to sell it. Plain and simple, okay? I'm not picking up used massagers, or I'm not a media seller. I'm not very good at that. I used to have dabble in it a little bit. I didn't enjoy it. Not that you can easily go through the thrift store and scan every item and find valuable things. I'm not bashing any of the markets because I think all of them are viable. It's just finding your niche, guys. Clothing's my niche. I know what sells. I know at what price to price them to sell. My problem is it doesn't seem like eBay is either functioning properly or it has something to do with my not promoting. And then lastly, guys, the one thing I'm trying to do to combat this. So like if I show you my traffic, so you can see my impressions since since December 21st. So what is that? Nearly two full months. My traffic is way up, guys. I mean, like, my impressions. I don't know what happened Sunday. Oh, Sunday. What was Sunday? The 18th. Nothing, right? Nothing happened this weekend. Or am I wrong? Something made. I can't remember. No, because it was the previous Sunday, right? That was the Super Bowl. So I don't know. Sunday must have been something because I was way down. I mean, look at total impressions only 14,000 when I'm averaging 21. So I don't know. Today's been good on the impressions. Page views are down, but you can see it. Like overall, guys, I'm doing better, doing good. So what I'm doing to do this though is I've been listing more items. So I'm listing 12 right now. And pretty soon that's probably going to double starting next week. And the other thing I'm doing is using Vendu to do the multi-action delist, going back into eBay, and then selling similar, the full, like I'm doing 12 delist right now on both Poshmark and eBay, and then relisting those oldest items again to try to get more traction. So you can see what I'm doing here. You can see these 12 items from the North Face shorts up were relisted today, and you can see I got some good followers, some good traction. Some of them are getting views, and but it is what it is, guys. I still feel that there is something to that email. This is what I come to expect after getting this email. About a week and a half worth of kind of come back to reality sales. And it's really hard. It's frustrating because now I'm contemplating promoting. It's all a game, guys. And to those who are new here, I used to promote, and it wasn't really doing anything for me. That's why I took the money I was spending weekly and transitioned it into cross-listing software to basically. I mean, honestly, I've probably doubled my sell-through rate in my store doing that over promoted listings. So if you guys are curious, I spend about $95 on software to cross list and to run Poshmark for me. So it's $100 a month. So I mean, is it worth it? I don't really know. I mean, last year through August, I had about, I think it was like $3,200 in promoted listing fees. And you figure if I'm spending $100 a month, that's $1,200. So you're spending a third of the cost to cross list using software and doubling your sell-through rate. So no math major, but I can definitely see the math in the pudding there. So I'll finish it up, guys. We'll see what kind of offer. I've been getting a lot of really bad offers today on eBay. My sales could have been higher if I accepted all the reasonable offers, which were none. See, like this, less than half. And you might think, why are you selling this so high? Because that's the market rate for these joggers. So, I give more than 10% off. And I doubt I'll make a sale because people just literally want the best things for nothing. That has been my experience the last week and a half. Guys, this was part 2 of the eBay of death. If I get a third email, there will be a part 3. And we will explore this topic more. Tell me how dumb I am in the comments section. Please let me know how I can make this video suckier for you to watch. Make sure to punch that like button. Comment below. Share my video with your friends and family. And never forget to please rule the day.